back to my channel. We're having technical difficulties this morning, but what else is new? Well, I hope that you are doing good. I am very happy that today is actually Saturday. So, yeah, we are getting into the weekend on the start with one breezy Chris Brown. Now, you may have seen a couple days ago, I dropped a video in regards to a petition that has been going around in Johannesburg in regards to trying to cancel a concert that Chris Brown is set to actually perform in December of this year. Now, the petition that was brought about was because of the fact that there is a group of individuals who felt that Chris Brown was probably not the right individual in order to come to perform in the city because they have a huge issue and a growing issue when it comes to DV against women. So therefore, they did not feel it was appropriate for Chris Brown to be rewarded in that sense, awarded, celebrated because of his past deeds in regards to that area of DV. So this is going to pretty much serve as an update to that video because apparently Chris Brown has now responded. So let's go ahead and get into that and see what he has to say. Now, according to Billboard.com, here's what Chris Brown had to say about the petition fighting to ban his South Africa concerts. Now, the R&B star is scheduled for a pair of December concerts in Johannesburg, as I just shared. Now, Chris Brown has responded to a petition looking to ban him from performing a pair of concerts in South Africa later this year. A women's rights advocacy group had launched a petition that had nearly 40,000 signatures as of press time on Wednesday, October 16th. Now, the previous sharing that I had put was at 20,000 at that point. So as you can see, the petition is growing in signature count. So let's continue. And C Breezy hopped into the Women of Change Instagram comments with an unfazed reply to their efforts. Can't wait to come, Brown wrote with a heart emoji. Now, the comment was left under a post detailing Women for Change's battle to stop gender-based violence. Thanks to @DarrenCamper.com and everyone standing with us. This goes beyond Chris Brown. It's about standing up for millions of survivors of gender-based violence. The caption reads, "Join us in demanding accountability. Sign the petition." The embattled R&B superstar's comment has over 6,000 likes, as fans had plenty to say while chiming in to support Brown's cheeky response. "Tickets are secured. Let's go," one excited fan wrote. Women for Change initially launched the petition on October 2nd on change.org. Now, the BBC reports that South Africa has a long history of abuse and one of the highest rates of femicide and gender-based violence in the world. Now, according to the petition, the group wants the concert's promoters and South African government to reconsider having Brown perform a pair of shows at Johannesburg's FNB Stadium in mid-December. And when I saw the news that Chris Brown was coming to South Africa, I was shocked and deeply disappointed. Women for Change Executive Director Sabrina Walter had said to the BBC, "The petition was started to send a strong message that we will not tolerate the celebration of individuals with a history of violence against women." Now, Walter added, when someone like Chris Brown is given a platform in a country where GBV is at a crisis levels, it sends a damaging message that fame and power outweigh accountability. Even with the backlash, there remains an overwhelming demand for tickets to see Brown at his December 14th, December 15th shows. He reportedly sold out the 94,000 capacity venue in less than 2 hours, and causing show organizers to actually have to add a second FNB Stadium date. So there you have it. There's his response. He's ready to go. He's excited. He thought it was real important to put it under the actual Instagram post for the group that has actually put the petition together versus maybe doing an additional post or maybe, I don't know, leaving a comment under a post that supports him to be there. So, of course, this is a very, I wouldn't even say a tricky situation. It's either you agree or you don't agree, right? At this point, at least that's my opinion. Now, I did share in my last video that there are different levels to, the elements of how you may address certain things. And that I feel still stands true, obviously. But I think that still there is a broader picture here. And you'll either go your conscious with that situation. And depending on what and how you feel about the situation, whether you're supportive or not supportive, this is where Intel's these tickets are going to come from. So there's a greater conversation here for sure, right? And we went through a lot of that in my last video. So definitely make sure that you check that out if you have not had a chance already. And definitely so you can have the sequence of events as well. And, definitely respectfully leave your comments down below as well, either in this video or that one. And just share your thoughts about, if you would like, how you feel about this petition, how you feel now about Chris Brown's response to it. Do you think it was a callous response? Do you think it's necessarily as they identify it being unbothered? I don't know if he's unbothered per se. Sometimes people can, we all know, show an imagery of where they are unbothered, but really deep down they are. And, you look at the levels of pettiness, you look at the levels of passive aggressiveness, you look at all these different things when you're strategically and critically thinking about why someone's actions are being performed in a certain way. And those things do matter because it all leads itself to intent. And antagonizing is one big one when it comes to that realm or arena of thinking as well, when you're looking at how someone responds to a particular situation. Now, at the end of the day, I'm sure Chris Brown probably gets a lot of petitions in some form or other, whether it's a direct petition or it's a canceling of a show, or if it's a backlash, situation in which they cancels a show. So this is not anything that he is a stranger to. He's completely used to it. But I do think that the conversation can still lend itself to what have you done or what can you have done to make changes within your own behavior. But at the end of the day, some people may feel like, hey, it's cool. He did it a long time ago. It doesn't matter. Some may even go as far as to think, hey, it didn't happen to me, so it doesn't matter what happens to somebody else. And I don't know. I think that there's definitely a greater conversation to be had when it comes to that kind of thing. And then there's also the element of the celebrity situation too, right? So people do feel some people celebrity worship. That's never a good thing. Idol worshiping is never a good thing. At the end of the day, people are people and they're no different. And one thing that I will share in my feelings about 2024 is we're seeing a lot of it. Now, it doesn't mean that we haven't seen accountability for certain things or at least addressing a certain thing in different times, in past years or not. But this year is really putting a huge spotlight on a lot of individuals and maybe even some that you didn't expect that would be in such a bright spotlight. And then also has us wondering how many more people are going to be called to the carpet this year. And, I'd laughed about a comment I saw from someone who said, y'all going to be really upset about some of your heroes. And it was funny in that sense. But then also at the same time, kind of sad because it's like, at the end of the day, no one really should be hero worshiping anybody. At the end of the day, you don't know these individuals. For the ones who don't, maybe there's some who might have kind of a close relationship, but overwhelmingly, people don't know these people personally or intimately or how it is to be in a certain situation or certain type of relationship with them. It could very much be okay to be in a certain relationship with someone and be a certain way with that someone, but they be totally different with somebody else. And pin that comment because there is going to be another video that's going to drop today. We're going to talk a little bit more about that because it definitely does apply to that in some ways as well. So with that, I want to say thank you again for being here. Okay. And definitely leave your respectful, thoughtful comments down below. Again, like I said in my last video in regards to this subject, it is a challenging conversation for some. It can be a traumatic conversation for some. It could be a triggering conversation for some. So I just ask for everyone to just be, if you wish to leave a comment, just be respectful of that and just be kind to each other because no one's going to hear or your comments aren't going to be heard or understood by someone if you're trying to really share your thoughts if the rah-rah is attached to it because that's not really necessary. So that being said, thank you again so much for being here. And if you are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I would love for you to be part of the family. And, of course, I enjoy having, these thought-provoking and engaging conversations in regards to some of the topic areas or all the topic areas rather that we discuss here on this channel. And so I thank you so much for all of you who continue to view my videos. And so therefore, I thank you for your viewing and listening support. It really does mean a lot to me. And again, I would love to know your thoughts. Definitely leave those respectfully down in the comment section. Make sure you have your all notification bell on so that way you will not miss an upload. Like I said, I have a couple more videos dropping today. So I definitely want to make sure that you do share those comments that you have for those as well. And Definitely give the video a like, because I so appreciate that. And, get the conversation going more across the board. I don't think that we'll ever stop being able to talk about this, because it's such a um, pivotal conversation to be had. And it seems to be that we continually have the same types of, you know, subject matter areas in regards to this particular area that continues really through generations to to be a conversation. So definitely want to know your thoughts and how you're feeling about this particular sharing. So that being said, I'm going to bid you adieu. You take care and be blessed. And until next time, bye.